Hi, welcome to OMAT. We're getting into our 8 exercises, but first, the continuation of Feelings Week here in OMAT. We've been talking about feelings. The first day I admitted that I had feelings beyond happiness and joy. I also had sadness and anger. The second day, I showed you how I learned how to name those feelings, how to notice those feelings. And now that I know I have these feelings, what do we do once we know the feelings? Because I have reacted to people with my anger, and you know what? It just led to a fight. I've told people that I'm sad, and it just kind of like either brought them down or they actually got defensive. I mean, it's really difficult to express feelings. I had to pause. I had to stop reacting to the feeling and reacting to life and maybe get one. And in my pause, I got clarity. When I get angry, if I pause and ask some questions and get some clarity, I might be a little less misrepresented, or I might be a little less misunderstood and less misunderstanding. I also had to stop going to the hardware store for apples, meaning looking for love in all the wrong places. Learning how to react to emotions, that takes time. So I want to read you a quote. I really like this one. It's by Aristotle. Anyone can become angry. This is easy. But to be angry with the right person and to the right degree and at the right time and for the right purpose and in the right way, that is not within everybody's power, and it is not easy. And I agree. That's once you name your feelings, that doesn't mean that you're not just throwing them at people because of the history of that emotion generating and bubbling up. So let's manage these things. Let's get present. Getting present means I can more closely feel what I'm feeling and not need to react to it because I know how to pause. I know how to look around and say, I'm safe. I don't have to react to anything right now. So we can get into our exercises, getting into our gratitude. Again, looking for reality. People think gratitude is this woo-woo thing, but it's really us looking at the full reality. Life isn't just all bad. There's some bad parts, but if we can look at the reality, we can also see what there is to be grateful for. So let's practice that. Looking for some gratitude right now. Let's wrap for now. Finding water. And finding a way to move on, which is part of these exercises, transitioning into our next thing. Just like we have to transition all day. Let's transition into meditation, that pause that gets us maybe a little bit curious, that pause that gives us some time to respond instead of react. Let's sit in any comfortable position, eyes opened or closed, and breathe. As we come back, let's find the water. You know, frankly, that pause could feel very agitating sometimes. It's not always this Zen Buddhist place that, I'm hoping for when the word meditation comes up. Sometimes it's agitating, and it's important, especially then, because I need to sit in that agitation, get comfortable, and know like everything's okay. I'm allowed to pause. I'm going to find comfort in this discomfort, get used to it so that I can manage the rest of my day. Let's keep going. Let's write through our discomfort. If it is uncomfortable writing, practice that discomfort and it will become so normal that it gets comfortable. Let's try it out. Looking for one or more words to write right now. Let's wrap for now. Finding water, finding a way to be okay with what you wrote, and moving on. Let's stretch a little bit. We're going to stretch just a little. Why? To see what it feels like. So the rest of the day, if I'm feeling agitated, I could remember what this stretch feels like and maybe just raise my arms up. My day changes. Let's try it out. Stand up if you can stand up. We're going to walk through a sun salutation. And let's start by inhaling the arms up. Deep inhale. Even that inhale feels different in the body. And when you're ready, let go. Exhale. Fold forward. Hanging over our feet, allow your back to be rounded. Allow your knees to be bent. Feel the stretch in the back. When you're ready, halfway lift. Flatten the back. Feel the stretch. And let's get into our high plank. Plant your palms down right where they are. Step your feet back into a high plank and then lower slowly down onto the ground. The whole front of your body is now on the ground. Push the palms where you are, right by your chest. And your chest comes up, head comes up, look up. Let's get our body in an upside down V. Hips up into a down dog. And when you're ready, walk forward towards your hands. Maybe hang over your feet for a moment or two before you start rising up. Slowly, meeting your palms above the head and exhaling them down to the center of the chest. Maybe pausing there. Maybe you're paused 2 poses before. That's fine. We're busy getting our water. Get to it in a moment if you can. And then let's get into our plank mind. What does that look like for you? Here we can practice what our mind is before the exercise. What does your mind feel like before the yoga part? Can you bring that? If that's helpful, can you bring it into the plank? Whatever is helpful, practice talking to yourself. Get in that ready position and let's get into plank in 3, 2, 1, go. You're in plank now. Practice saying that you're going to do something and then doing it. You're in for 10 seconds. So if you started that plank, congratulations, you can believe in yourself a little bit more. You said you were going to do something and that's how you reacted to it. That's 20 seconds. If you're still sitting, you know that there's an agitation that comes with that as well. Do an exercise right now for 30 more seconds. That agitation will go away when doing the challenging thing of this plank, whatever version you could do today. For 20 seconds, find your energy. Find your strength. Get into this countdown with whatever you can for 10 seconds. Let's finish as strong as our body and mind will allow for today. What does that look like for 3, 2, 1, and you're done. Come down off the plank. Maybe use some of the sun salutation poses, stretch your way back, find your water, and find a way to celebrate after every one of these exercises, especially the one that you don't like to do, because if you did it anyway, that practice will lead into doing other things that you need and want to do throughout the day that you don't want to do. We are practicing doing things even when we don't feel like it. Let's use that energy in this procrastination. We're going to practice breaking procrastination, because what can we do in 1 minute? We can get rid of something that we've been meaning to get rid of. We can use our mind to find what is the smallest task and find interest in it. Develop the interest long enough that you take action. Let's do it. Let's wrap for now. Finding water. And finding whatever you need in that last minute. You know, procrastination is tough to break in just 1 minute. So whatever lesson we can pick up, or we can just drop off that exercise and move on into the next one. We don't have to overthink everything. Let's get into connecting with someone. If you are overthinking something, who do you contact when you do that? Who would be helpful in that scenario? Let's look to see what we can connect, who we can connect with right now. Let's wrap for now. Transition with the water. And you know, I do say, let's see what we connect with, and also who we can connect with, because sometimes we're trying to connect with a person, but we end up connecting with a thought, and that's fine. It's part of the exercise. It's our daily routine. Let's go into our aerobics. Maybe we can get our heart rate going a little bit. If you can, you can. Let's look for some movement, any movement, going in 3, 2, 1. Move your body. Why? We know that moving our body is helpful. It's healthy. Let's make the healthy choice right now. You're in for 10 seconds. And if you haven't started yet, it's not too late. Get going. Move the body in any which way. And that's 20 seconds. Can you bring a little more energy into it? If not, not. If you're moving and sort of like resisting it, kind of doing it halfway, that's fine. You have 30 seconds. Do it whatever way you can for today. This is not a permanent thing. This is for now. So let's see what we have for 20 seconds. What do you have for this time? Can you give it whatever energy you're willing to. Let's find out what that energy looks like for 10 more seconds, finishing up as strong as your body and mind will allow for today. For 3, 2, 1, and you're done. Great job. Whatever you tried doing, whatever the outcome was, I'm so glad you took OMAT today. Thanks for taking OMAT.